So what are we doing here? Because we've been
figuring out the world's problems one leg extension at a time.
What's up, everybody? We are here at MI40. Got myself, got Bjorn. We are gonna do a mic'd up workout. We're gonna do some like quick little interviews in between sets and hopefully answer some questions for you guys. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a crazy leg day.
That these guys will take to it.
You said OSHA?
No, ultra marathon runners?
Ultra marathon runners.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, like the various approaches that these athletes will take. Because I mean, end of the day, it's just a sport that's pretty much just how much the body can suffer.
Yeah.
But you have some people who, you know, like the diet is everything. They're very meticulous about it, you know, avoiding especially red meats, like for that inflammation.
That's where you see vegans shine, is in those ultra endurance sports.
But so that's the thing, right? I was actually expecting that a lot more of these ultra marathon runners would be vegans. A lot of them dieting is not a like component of that they focus on. Like Caitlin Duwat or something, she set the record for the Moab like 240 or whatever. A woman beat the like second place runner by over 10 hours.
Damn. Well, I know that some of like the world records have been broken by vegans, and then I know that like ultra distance is the only sport in which women sometimes eclipse men, like at the top levels, at the records. So.
That was the thing, like this lady, I mean 10-hour difference, she could have took a nap, she could have gotten some food,
half a day,
and still showed up before everyone else.
I think you're right though, like bodybuilding's hard because you're never really off the clock.
Oh yeah.
When you're training, you only got to lock in for a couple hours. Like ultras, like you might be locked in for 24 hours.
Dude, those runs last 3 days. They'll run for 70 plus hours.
I know like the time, the speed for like a good marathon runner, 26 miles, is somewhere around like 5.5 minutes a mile. I've done a single sub 6 minute mile in my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
one, and they do 26 in a row, plus a couple tenths of a mile at the end. It's like,
yeah, I think the last time I ran a mile like that was in high school, probably. You know, running the track.
I ran a lot for wrestling.
Good for no, wrestling's. I mean, that's like the ultimate form of cardio there.
Yeah, we ran more than cross country. All right, so that people don't just think we're sitting here bullshitting through a workout. we're kind of just warming up here, getting some blood in the hamstrings, making sure our knees feel good. And what are we gonna actually start with?
Hammies?
Hammies?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Reverse hacksaw squat?
Say it again?
Reverse hacksaw squat?
That'd be new for me.
Or do you want to go straight into leg press?
No, let's try something new.
All right. Oh yeah.
I need to tire myself out before leg press, otherwise I'm gonna need a lot of plates. I love this specific machine.
Huh?
This specific machine I love.
Yeah.
It just really lets you get a good contraction at the bottom. It's smooth.
I like the bars to keep yourself locked in.
Yep.
That helps me really with the form.
I think I'm good here. You can do one more?
Yeah, I got one more in me.
So if you guys haven't used this one before, it allows you to adjust the intensity of where you feel the movement. So we've got it biased just a little bit more to make the bottom easier and the top where he's at right now a little bit harder. when you make it easier at the bottom, it allows you to get a few more reps with that full range of motion. See how he's able to just keep squeezing back, even though speed is slowing down, he's still getting a full contraction at the back. All right, so what do we call this officially?
Reverse hacksaw squat. It's for the
Hacksaw?
hammies. Yep.
Reverse hacksaw squat, all right. I still got a video of this to post from doing something like this at Crunch with my girlfriend standing on it.
Have you hit the new Gold's Gym, the Gastro one?
No, they invited me to their opening, but I was out of town.
My friends went, it looked awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought it was gonna be kind of terrible with, let's start with 2 plates. I thought it was gonna be kind of terrible with all the like hype around it, like a bunch of high schoolers and whatnot going. But apparently it's, crowd's rather mild.
All right. All right, so we're doing this for hams?
Yes, sir.
So I'll let him speak on it a little bit more during my warm-up, but Bjorn is an insurance something. He connects people with insurance, people that aren't able to get on with like the Obamacare. So you're just trying to get kind of like a stretch in here. You feel glutes too, or?
Yeah, so I mean like with this, like you want your feet kind of back so that way you have the pressure on the back of your heel and your leg. And then when you're like going down, you kind of like make sure that like the ass is staying back, like your knees aren't going above your toes.
More glutes and hams.
Yep.
Right.
You might want to have your feet back a little more. Yeah.
Now, does it unrack itself, or you have to?
Yeah, when you come back up, you just got to make sure you push that back out there.
So pull it back in? Like
oh
this?
yeah, sorry, pull it back in.
All right. First time. Yeah, I think for me, how does that look?
I would say it almost looks like you're bending down when you're going into it first. So I would say try and keep your back straight.
So more like a squat than an RDL?
100%, yeah.
Okay. I was sitting over here trying to RDL it.
Oh.
How heavy do you normally go on these?
We're gonna go pretty heavy.
How many plates?
6, 7.
Okay. All right, this is gonna be fun. So what is your official job title?
So, like official job title, I mean, is owner, licensed advisor.
Licensed advisor.
Yeah.
So for healthcare.
Correct. So that's the thing. I don't really, I'm a health insurance broker. I own my own firm. So I don't really consider myself like an insurance agent. I'm not tied to one specific product. And also my job isn't just to sell a specific product.
All right.
My job is really more so about searching that person's options and going with what's going to be more suitable for them.
Yeah. And you just got one of my clients. It was not, they were insured, but they weren't insured very well. You got them a cheaper rate, and they're able to find more doctors, right?
Correct. So yeah, Rachel, who I had helped out, the issue there was that she had a pretty expensive employer plan. And typically employer plans are good because of the contribution that gets extended. However, her being part of a smaller business, they weren't contributing to the employee coverage offered. So one, it was pricey, but two, the network type that they were on was an HMO, which only provided coverage for the state or county she was in, and also left her with a lot of limited options.
Okay.
So we switched her over to a health-based plan that one, gets her discounts for not having pre-existing conditions, but also it's on a PPO network. So now she has nationwide coverage, she has tons of more doctors and facilities to choose from, and she also doesn't need a referral to see a specialist. So it makes things just a lot more easier for her.
You're gonna do 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So if y'all need to work with Bjorn, send me a message. I'll get you connected. I was lucky enough to get my health insurance, almost fell there, through Obamacare, but if that ever dries up, I'll probably be going through with him. We'll cut it off here and we'll see y'all at the top set. All right, so I just asked, what happens if you go to failure? I want to like test it, like on one of those leg presses. If like let's say worst case scenario, my meniscus tears or something, I'd get squished. There's no way my body has the range of motion. So I'll set a box up underneath it, and that box is my safety bar.
Yeah.
So like I want to check this real quick. I see this, so I think that's gonna bottom it out.
Oh, okay. You're right.
I just don't know if I have the range of motion to bottom it out without breaking something. So this is still relatively light, so I can kind of experiment and see what happens. Like, oh no, I'm tired, and
You got another like 2 inches before it hits.
Oh God, no. Yeah, so like, if I'm being real here, I don't exactly feel safe on this machine, especially by myself, because like my knees were in my armpits. There was no more room left.
Yeah.
I'd just be stuck here until somebody saved me. I guess since you're here, you can spot me and like strip plates, like worst case scenario. But
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll make sure that I spot you as we get heavy and whatnot.
because like I've failed on the pendulum so many times.
Yeah, but a pendulum's kind of easy to get out of.
But that's the thing. So I mean, I don't think there's any way to adjust it. We could set a plate here, but all right, we're just gonna watch each other.
Hopefully you forgot this, because I didn't, and I'm feeling like I'm eating my words here a little bit. But I remember when I think I first ran into you and you were doing legs, and I told you at one point I'd be hitting hacksaw 10 plates for more reps than you.
You got there yet?
I feel like I have some more work
I
to
don't
do.
know if I've been that. I don't know if I've even. I got 9 plates aside for 10.
Yeah.
And that was the max I had ever.
Oh wait, I did 7 before, right?
Yeah.
And then you had, all right, so I'm gonna do 8 this time.
All right. You want me to do the handle for you, or you got it?
I got the handle.
All right, working set. Let's go. That's what we came here for. Yep, good. 1, 2. 3. 4, good. 5. 6. 7, come on. 8, good. I'm with you. 2 more. 9, yeah. Yes, sir. Good. All right. There we go.
Oh,
They look good. All right. I don't normally pray, but Jesus, don't let me shit myself on this set, considering pre-workout is hitting in full effect. All right. I think I might get a few reps here, to be honest with you.
what are you shooting for?
All right, I don't want to be overly ambitious, but I don't think 15 is out of the cards.
You sick bastard. All right, let's run it.
If you don't mind, I will let you put this back up for me when we're done.
100%. Let me know just how you want me to spot you.
I was looking at it. I think like if I get stuck or need a spot, pushing here would probably give you the most leverage.
Okay.
Because that's not a whole lot of leverage. This would give you more.
Yep. Got it.
Just run up behind me and hump me forward.
I was gonna say I'll stand on the side, and if you start struggling, I'll get back there and push it up for you.
Yeah. All right.
All right, 15, light work. Come on.
Woo. It's interesting. It's easy at the top, but hard at the bottom.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
5 easy ones. Yep, come on. 10 right there, 5 more. You got this.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yo, 3 more, easy. 1. I got you here. 2. Yep, 3. You want one more? Yep, let's go. 1. You got more in you. One more. At least one more. Let me know when you want me to push it in.
Okay. I think we need more weight.
Dude, I was gonna say, that was like, we hit like 20 or something on that.
Yeah, 22.
Woo. And that's why you go vegan. Woo. So I want to ask you something too.
Yeah.
When did you start going? Vegan? Has that been a lifetime?
Vegan?
Yeah.
Not
been a
lifetime, unfortunately. I was 10 years old when I had a friend tell me about what being a vegetarian was. Mm-hmm. And like most people, I understood the logic, but I didn't like change right then and there. Like a lot of people, when you're presented with the facts, like, oh, like somebody had to kill an animal for you to eat that meal, like, would you go in your backyard and like slit a cow's throat, take its skin off? Like, most people aren't equipped for that. Most people are not that hard anyways, but most people, like, they couldn't do that act of violence.
So that's actually what I was gonna ask you about that. Because for me, it's a little different where my grandpa was a hunter. He was a fisher. And so he spent half of his year at his mountain house where he killed to eat.
Yeah.
That's because that's what he believes in.
Yeah.
Now, to an extent, with the animal kingdom, right? I do believe, hunters hunt, farmers farm. So there is that, a little bit of it, like that hunting aspect to it. I don't necessarily believe in like systematic killing, but I mean, what are your thoughts kind of on, the differences there? Someone who is in their culture, I hunt or I eat what I hunt versus, raising something to be slaughtered. What are your thoughts on that though?
I think we all get to make choices every day. We get to choose what we do, what we believe in, what we want our impact on the world to be. Maybe for your grandpa, that was the only way to put food on his table. And yeah, I mean, I carry a gun. If I had to kill somebody to go home, if I had to kill an animal to go home, I'd do it. But right now, Publix is open, Walmart's open, Uber's open. There's tons of vegan, like, the excuses are a lot harder to come by in a first world country.
Oh yeah.
I'm not talking to anybody that's in rural Africa or China or somewhere where they're struggling to make ends meet. Here, you got a lot of options. My next thing is like, a lot of people hit on that culture thing, which I understand, but I don't want anyone to let culture get in the way of progress or in moving forward, because like, I guarantee you 300, 400 years ago, you find my ancestors, they say, well, slavery is part of our culture.
No, absolutely.
And
but I didn't mean, you know, culture to necessarily defend, you know, the actions there. But I do think there is, you know, a very stark difference, however, with you going out and hunting an animal versus raising an animal in captivity to be slaughtered.
I have more respect for hunters. They have blood on their hands. They're not so scared that they pay somebody else to do it. I think if we took every kid to a slaughterhouse in elementary school, most of them would not want to eat meat. If they saw the conditions the animals are in, you wouldn't want to do it. And then from a health perspective, it's destroying our resources. It's destroying the rainforest. It's more than just the individual animal. For me, my goal is to end factory farming. Hunters would be at the bottom of my list of people that I have an issue with. It's corporations, factory farms that are killing the world, commercial fishing. I used to not think that fish was like as big of a deal. Like, oh, I'd rather save a cow than a fish. But we're, like, for every fish that you capture in the ocean, you're killing 4 or 5 other marine life, including dolphins and whales. And we're just destroying an ecosystem way bigger than the rainforest at a rate that if we keep this up, you won't be able to have grandkids. There won't be a place for them. There won't be food for them, hunted or otherwise.
No, I mean, I agree. And I mean, so me growing up, you know, I still remember that. The first time I visited my grandpa or his summer house at least, I think I was like 10, 12 years old. And I remember my dad had to tell him to calm down because he made me kill the deer. And we ate it that night. And I remember, you know, I'm 10, 12 years old. You know, like,
it's not easy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I went from, you know, arts and craft to here I am in the middle of bumfuck Sweden, you know, killing a deer. It is a little traumatic. But my grandpa told me that the reason that he had me do that, though, is because from our culture, from our standpoint, it's that if you aren't willing to get dirt or blood on your hands, then you shouldn't expect someone else to do it for you.
I agree.
So if you aren't willing to put in the work and hunt for something, well then you quite frankly shouldn't have the right to even entertain eating it or whatnot.
I mean, a lot of people don't know. My dad took me hunting once when I was like 9, like the year before I went vegetarian. But I was already there in my head. I told myself, it was fucking squirrels of all things. I told myself, and I was okay at shooting. I was decent. I was like, if I see a squirrel, I'm gonna aim a couple feet below it in the dirt. I don't want to kill it.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't tell my dad that. I didn't want to disappoint him. But I also didn't want that blood on my hands. And it's harder when you go to the store and it's all perfectly manicured. There usually isn't blood.
Because you don't have to see it then. It's just you don't see it.
And it's all arbitrary too. Like, I pissed off a ton of people, both vegans and non-vegans, because I made a joking post saying, hey guys, I'm adding animal protein back into my diet. I found this sustainable organic dog farm where they feed you dog. And it's like clean, lean meats. So many vegans are like, I followed you for 5 years, unfollow. And then a ton of people that eat meat are like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? You'd eat a dog? And my response is like, well, what animal do you kill for your protein? Pigs are smarter than dogs.
But also, and then it kind of just goes into the cultural thing of it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you had posted that video in Asia, people would be like, hell yeah, what'd you spice it up with?
Exactly.
You know? Whereas if you were to, you know, do a cow over there, some people might be like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, you go to India and you can't eat
exactly.
Yeah.
Then you just flip the script. You know, here you're cooking cow. They're gonna be like, oh, that's sick. What'd you spice it with?
So, kind of another argument I can say is like, you've seen the movie Predator?
Yeah.
So like, let's say an alien race comes here, and they speak to us, and they're like, Bjorn, we've watched you guys for a few hundred years now. We're bigger than you, we're stronger than you, we're smarter than you, we have better weapons. We've seen you kill and eat all these animals. Why shouldn't we do the same to you?
See, the unfortunate thing is I don't have an answer to that.
I don't think anybody does. I'd be like, I don't do it.
But see, it's not the response I want to give, but my mindset around that is that, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And unfortunately, if you have the resources where you're the top dog, that means that I got to watch my shit, because that is how the animal kingdom is. That's what I more so believe in, because I haven't made the shift over to being clean. I haven't. I've stopped indulging in red meats a lot.
For health reasons, right?
For health reasons, but also like, I remember I saw it was a post. So I love just like puppy posts. So I click on them, but every now and then like a calf baby or something like that will come up. And I saw this like really fluffy like Austrian calf or something.
Yeah.
And then like shortly afterwards, I saw like a slaughterhouse video.
It's hard to unsee it, right?
So see, that was the thing for me, is that, and maybe you view it as a little cynical or as harsh, but I'm okay with the hunting aspect of it. Because I believe if you're out there and you're doing it, you could be hunted too. Like if I turn around and a bear fucking claws me, I can't be like, oh, well, fuck that, that's not fair. I'm out in the woods, I'm out hunting, so is he. It's fair game. If I get my ass clawed, it sucks, I'm not happy about it, but that's the game I played. Whereas you're not playing a game if you're at a farm and you're leading them into a slaughterhouse because that's how they were raised. That's not a game.
I have more respect for that line of thinking. Ultimately, I want to change the world, and I think that's a step in the right direction. I also think I try to suggest things that could be applicable for everyone. Now, obviously, like I said, if you're starving in Africa, I got no problem if you're out hunting with a bow and arrow. Like that, take care of your family.
Listen, if you're doing bow and arrow, in that case, you can eat whatever the fuck you want.
But most people don't have access or time to go hunt ethically and sustainably. And right now, I mean, we're killing 80 billion animals a year for food. It's unsustainable. Like, there's no way the human population can survive like this. So
that's the other thing with it too, right? Is the sustainability aspect of it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that like, there are other alternative sources. Like we have the luxury of having a variety of options.
Yeah.
We don't have to indulge in just red meat and just chicken, poultry, fish, whatever have you.
That's why everybody can make a difference. If everybody cut it in half, that'd be just as effective as half the world going vegan,
But that's where it goes back to the corporations, because the whole thing with any ESG initiative, right? Whether it's in terms of sustainability, social impact, whatever have you. Anything that revolves ESG, corporations, especially in the US, are pretty reluctant to invest or touch that. You have a lot of firms in Europe who are more keen on kind of adapting that approach there. And I remember I spoke with a partner of one of the top law firms in the US, White & Case, and he was talking a lot about that because he worked in the regulatory practice area with foreign firms. And essentially the idea is, though, that if the US doesn't continue investing in ESG and continues falling behind, we're actually going to be falling out or missing out on direct foreign investment.
I believe it.
Because really the rest of the world outside of Asia, because we're kind of in a tit for tat with them, and I mean it's Asia, but the rest of the world really is adapting more of a sustainability approach to things, whether it comes to consumer products, food, etc., but just in terms of having a better social, ecological impact, all that stuff.
Yeah, we all need to. And the company, the areas that have the greatest impact there are the most wealthy nations. Like, for us to
I don't want to brag, but Sweden, we're a very green country.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys set the standard. And places like it's unfair for us to go tell Africa like, oh, you can't start factory farming, because it's like they're still developing. Whereas
well, that's the thing, right? A lot of these ESG initiatives too aren't fair, because here, you know, us as Americans are saying, whoa, 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 stop the pollution and stop the mass farming. And it's like, well, you guys had your years of doing it. Yeah, I know, but now we realize it's really bad for the environment. So we're just telling everyone to stop doing it now.
Tell them to stop and pay them to do it another way. Subsidize it. Because that's why meat's so cheap right now, is the subsidies.
No, but you're right. If we were to subsidize it, but they're not though. So the thing is, you know, for us to tell China, Africa, third world countries that
you did add some weight on there.
Oh, I know. I'm going.
Okay.
But for us to tell, you know, these developing nations that, oh, you guys can't do this, even though we've done it now for 100 years, but now we're telling everyone to pump the brakes. Like, you can't really do that. So yeah, that's why, you know, a country like Sweden though, I don't think we don't. Don't get me wrong. You know, I know we do still have farms and stuff like that.
Get your set.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I can have them covered. This one.
Oh, yeah. All the way. Good.
Two more.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I got to the point where I was doing the stack for sets of 40, so I had to add a little bit of weight. Well, we still have governmentally a lot to change, like the subsidies, or even like, I'll just call it for what it is, the brainwashing of kids. Like the whole Got Milk campaigns in elementary, middle schools, like, you don't fucking need milk. Actually, you don't want milk. That's why we got girls hitting puberty at 9 years old. All the hormones in the milk, all the cheese, it's just sad that like money determines everything. You've seen a great increase in vegan companies lately, just because companies realize they can make money from it. It's not because they care.
No, but that's the thing, and that's kind of why I was, you know, going back to that though. This whole thing with companies, it's really the ones that are murky the waters, right? Because they're the ones that, they'll present something as oh, you know, we're backing vegans, or we're doing this sustainability, blah, 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 blah. But why are they actually doing it?
Everybody
are they doing it because they care about the mission statement? Are they doing it because they care about the impact that it has? Or are they doing it because they learned that people will spend more money on a good social mission?
So I heard a great quote the other day. It was, don't try to capitalize veganism, just veganize capitalism. And like, if you can do that, I don't care. I don't care if somebody buys a veggie burger because Impossible's like, oh, it's healthier, or oh, it kills less animals, or oh, it's cheaper. Like, I don't care why. I don't really care about the means. I care about the ends right now. And if we can convince people it's healthier because it is, or we can convince people they shouldn't want to kill animals, or we should convince people, oh, you want to have grandkids, you want them to have a world to live in, like, I don't care what the reason is. I just think we should do it. And
I think a lot of it's going to come down to changing the culture around it, though.
100%.
Do your set.
Because I know we got a time limit.
No, all good, all good.
Did you know you can do this, Bjorn? You can spot yourself.
Yeah. And I was trying to just like grip that thing and essentially just force me through it.
All right, we'll save that conversation for a minute.
Thank you so much for watching. Please check out some of the other videos on the channel. And don't forget like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so we can stay in touch. Thank you, and have the best day ever.